the type of research I do is varied because of the different groups we work in, everything from more straightforward stuff like pulling cases and SEC filings and patent information to more complex work like legislative and regulatory research, complex patent research, expert witness research, putting together information about expert witnesses that are both experts we might use or might be on the opposing side, as well as company dossiers that are helpful in pitches, because our lawyers also have to seek out clients. And so they have to know who they're sitting with and who they're sitting across. So it varies. And every day, almost every minute of the day, it could be a different thing that I'm working on. But that's about 75 to 80% of my work, and I really enjoy it. And I have a great team that I work with. But the other part of that work is split amongst a number of things, including my supervisory duties. So I supervise a number of librarians on our team. I meet with them regularly. We talk about their professional development, where they're going in the long term, as well as stuff they're working on a day-to-day, approving time and making sure that they have the things they need to be successful at the firm. And also provide yearly evaluations so that they know where they're going and their contributions to the firm has been noted. I also work on, as we all do in the library, in various projects that are more administrative. So things that help our library provide the work that it needs to our internal clients, which are our attorneys. So an example of one project I was working on recently is to highlight different treatises. These are secondary legal materials that a lawyer will use in either understanding more of the area he's working on, he or she is working on, or to help in creating and crafting documents that are needed in different aspects of the matter. So we were recently putting together different types of treatises in different areas of social justice so that our attorneys who are working in this area can easily access this information, especially in areas they're not generally trained in. As Edward mentioned, sometimes when you get on a track, that's your focus, and you're not necessarily able to get off that easily. So while an attorney might come in as someone who works in securities or someone who works in arbitration, all of a sudden, when you're thrown in the deep end working with asylum work for pro bono, you're not sure what you're doing. And so some of this material helps them to get quickly on board and knowing how to run with it. So I'd enjoyed doing that project, putting that information out there and available for our attorneys to access. Some of the other stuff that we do, or I do as a supervisor, is both train, not just the folks that report directly into me, but we provide a lot of training to our attorneys and staff, whether it's one-on-one training, reviewing how to access resources in efficient and effective ways, or group library orientations to get people acclimated to our law firm, our contracts, and how to use the materials we provide access to. We have millions of dollars in contracts with the types of resources that are available to our lawyers. We want to make sure they're using them well and using them within the contract structure. But also just generally how to help them find the things that they need to do and need to use. And also another aspect of training is our own training as librarians. So there's some time that we spend in professional development, seeking out opportunities to better our skills. As Brittany mentioned earlier, it's always a learning environment. So we seek out, or I seek out specifically for myself and as for my colleagues where applicable, opportunities to learn. And associations are really, professional associations are really great for that. If I was a lawyer, I would be looking at the Bar Association and a number of discrete organizations to better my skill continuously. And the same thing for librarians. There's a number of associations, whether it's the larger associations like the American Library Association, which is the largest library association in the United States, and really speaks to public librarians and school librarians, academic librarians. I personally am more involved in the Special Libraries Association, which are librarians who are working with special collections or discrete areas. So I'm a law librarian, and that's where I find myself. But there's also the American Association of Law Librarians, but a number of different things. There are medical librarians and music librarians and health and sciences librarians. There are librarians who work in a number of different fields. And so there are associations that can speak to them directly. So I do a lot of that. And some of the work I'm proud of doing in the associations have to do more recently with diversity and inclusion actions. And so I do a lot of programming around that area where I try to highlight the kind of work that's needed in my profession. Because it's a wonderful profession, but it also is one that has predominantly a white female face. And so being a Latinx person, I want to make sure that the profession as it grows, as I grow in it, reflects more people like myself. I want to see more LGBTQ people in the profession. I want to see more brown and Black faces. I want to see more people who are comfortable in the library space, both as a patron, a library user, as well as a librarian. So I really enjoy doing that work as well.
Make sure to check out the My Career tab on the BC Navigator app, where you can track your career progress based on the amount of credits you've earned, stay updated on upcoming events from the Magner Center, and watch our videos for insight and advice on your career field.